on from last week's video all about toy storage, and after hearing responses from lots of different people telling me how helpful it was and really made them think about the way they are storing their toys, this week I am going to dig a little bit deeper into toy storage because we all know that effective storage of toys can really help our children play better. Hi, I'm Claire, I'm an early years specialist and I'm here to empower you to feel confident to support your child's development through play at home. For the best support and ideas for supporting your babies and young children at home, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I will be posting a new video every Thursday. So last week I showed you around my playroom, how I organise the toys, and I also talked through how it helps my child to play better. If you missed that video, make sure you click the link below and have a little watch because I really think you'll find it useful. I've had wonderful feedback from lots of people say it's helped them to reorganise their toys and they're already noticing that their children are playing better because of it. Right, so let's get stuck into it. I'm going to share with you how I store my masses of resources all for play and how I do it in an effective way on a tight budget that also helps the way that my child plays but also makes it much easier for me too. Now please bear in mind at this point that I used to be a teacher, I do play hooray for a living, so I'm always playing, and I have a 4-year-old, so we're always playing, and I've been collecting resources for a long time. So I do have a lot of stuff, but I'm going to show you in a really simple way that you can copy and use this format at home to make storing resources a lot easier. So the way I like to work is I'm a really big fan of collections. I'm making collections of resources, toys and items, including books, all based around a theme. So it might be something like Christmas, Easter, all those different celebrations, or it might be a theme of play. So you might have a little one that's really interested in playing with babies or farmyard animals, those sorts of things. So the important bit at this stage is to think about those things that you notice your child really enjoying playing, and also the kind of things that you really enjoy setting up, because that's just as important too. So I'm going to share with you one of my collections and how I go about creating the collections, how I store it, and what is actually involved in it too. So first of all, if you've been following me for a while, you will have heard and seen me talk about these amazing storage boxes for quite a long time. These are just a standard storage box, as you can see, about roughly 30 centimetres long, 20 centimetres wide, and not too deep. They can come with lids. I don't have lids on mine. It's actually a 13-litre storage box. Now, I love these, and I pick these up in pound shops, supermarkets, places like that. You don't need to spend a lot on storage. Or it's roughly the size of a big shoebox. So that would work just as well without having to go out and buy any specific storage boxes. Now, I really like these because they're a good amount. You can get, wait till you see, it's like Mary Poppins' bag. When I show you, actually the amount of stuff in here is enough to create loads of different types of activities. And I have one rule. By setting up boxes like this for different themes like Halloween, which is what I'm going to show you now, or Christmas or baby play, anything like that, I find that there are enough resources in here. And so it makes me be really conscious of how much I'm buying, because we all know it's so easy when you go around the pound shops and supermarkets and they're already sharing all their Halloween activities. It's so easy to keep buying more stuff. And as we all know, and like I talked about in the last video, less is more. By having less resources, it makes you more creative with what you're setting up, and it also makes your child more creative with the resources that they've got. They have to play with it in imaginative ways. So we want less stuff. So to stop myself from doing that, once my box is full, and as you can see it is pretty jam-packed full, once the box is full, I do not buy anything else to go in it. However, unless when you're out in the shops and you see something in a pound shop and you just think, I have just got to get this, it is too good to miss. If you are going to buy something, you have to swap it for something in here. So it's a one in, one out kind of policy, a bit like those nightclub days. So if you are going to add something to this box, you need to make room for it and you need to remove it, because otherwise it just gets out of hand and you just have too many things. And as we all know, That's not effective. So once you've got your storage box sorted, that's all right. Now this is the tempting bit where you feel like you need to run to the shops and go and buy all the stuff to get set up for Halloween or whatever theme you're doing. First of all, at this stage, what I would like to ask you to do is to actually stop and go and look around the house in resources, in recycling, in the cupboards, and at your existing toys, and see what you've got already, because you'll be amazed at how much stuff and actually how quickly you can make a collection based around Halloween without having specific items. Now, when you think about Halloween, which is the box I'm focusing on today, the main colours when you see Halloween things are orange and black. So have a good look around the house. Now, as you can see here, I have picked up these baby scarves. Don't forget about your baby toys, you can still reuse those. So I've got a lovely black scarf and an orange scarf. So already, just looking at those colours, it makes you think of Halloween. Christmas, you're looking at red and green, those sorts of things. Easter, you're looking at much more pastel colours, those spring light yellows and greens and maybe a pastel-y pink. So there's often a bit of a theme in the colours. And if you start collecting those items, you'll be amazed at how quick you've got a collection. So it might be scarves, it might be Lego bricks, and you could pick out all the orange and black ones. It might be orange and black paint, or maybe some washi tape, pens and some material. Anything that you've got, start having a look around, because I bet you've got more than you think, and you'll be amazed at how quickly that box 6-8 is filling up. Collect those all together and then have a see and just see if there's anything that maybe you feel like you could do with, or is there something that you're missing that you would like to add, and then go to the shops with that in mind, rather than going and getting completely overwhelmed by all the Halloween themed aisles and spending a fortune, which doesn't always result in effective play and activities. You end up with too much stuff. So first of all, please go and have a look around your house at your toys. Go look in the recycling bin. I bet there's some lovely black trays or some orange trays or orange boxes that you could use, and start putting those together first before you buy anything for your themed box. Now at this point, I would love for you to let me know below in the comments if there's anything that you have collections. Do you have any themes or collections of resources that you have at home? And how do you store yours? Is it useful? Is it effective? Or are you looking for different ways to do it? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Right, okay, so we're going to dig deep into my box now. As you can see, it's full to the top. I do not need to add any more things. And I'm going to show you the kind of things that I have in here and that I use for setting up activities. So I showed you the paint and those household items, the washi tape, the lovely black shiny material, which you can often pick up for a metre square, or maybe you can get scarves or something in a charity shop, a second-hand shop. Brilliant. And then you've also got your baby scarves as well to match our colour theme. And then let's have a look at what we have. A little marker pen there. I have got, so I've collected, so again, these haven't gone in the bin, just collected some bottles of colour water. I just thought they were great, especially for Halloween when our little ones are going to pretend to do potion mixing and all that sort of stuff. I love the novelty of them being round. I think these were actually Christmas and meant to be baubles, but I just thought they were so invited, great for making potions and all sorts of things like that. What we've got here, we've got some silly string, so a really nice sensory item. So the kind of things I like to put in my box are things of quite a variety that are going to give me a few different types of play activities. So things like containers work really well. These happen to be little pumpkins from the pound shop years ago. I've had these 3 or 4 years now. And they're great because with containers, they lend themselves for sorting things, for filling and emptying in a sensory tray, or even counting activities, anything like that. So some sort of containers work really well. And then what else have I got? I've got a little bag here, a collection of little plastic items that we've kept. Might be those things that go in party bags. We've got some plastic bones, we've got some bugs, and we've got some little plastic pumpkins and eyeballs and skulls and things like that. Now, plastic does have a time and a place, and I know everyone's really trying to get away from that. But at some point, it can be quite useful, particularly things that you know you're going to get lots of use out of, because I know that these would add to bath time, a water tray. They could go in sand, they could dig them up in things. It could go in even some sticky glue, some slime, some corn flour. There's all sorts you could do with these. Again, more counting, adding, all sorts of different activities. So they really do lend themselves. You don't need loads. I've only got a small bag, but I know that I will get lots of use out of those and look great paired with the little containers over there. I've got some foam shapes. Now, the reason why I have these, I really like these, is that they can really add to the backdrop of a play, and you can use them as like little plates and things like that. But also it shows you that if there are any resources that you wish you had, have a think about if you could actually make them for yourselves. Could you make them out of foam, just cutting them out of foam sheets, or maybe some felt sheets, or even cardboard and making your own? Once they're made, you've got them in your collection, you can reuse them loads. So I do find them really handy. And if there's ever anything that I think, oh, I wish I had some bones, have a think about how you could actually make some bones for yourself. Do cotton buds, could they act as little bones? They could be quite effective. So it's quite often thinking outside the box, thinking of alternatives for yourself. I've got some little battery powered tea lights here because the evenings are getting dark, so it's nice to have lights and activities. If you don't find any containers, cake cases often work really well. The joy of these is actually you can write with a pen on the base, so you could always write some letters or some numbers, again for sorting, or even if you're actually going to do some baking. I do actually shy away from baking, I'm not so good at that. I've got this fun little fellow here. He's lovely, nice and soft, again pound shop, and he actually lights up, so lots of sensory element to it as well. Things that light up and things with different feelings, different textures, all that sort of stuff. So there's a bit of a squidgy guy there, and he lights up. So really nice to set things up that invite your child to touch and to want to play and explore, and still links with your theme. I've got black play. I've obviously saved that from something, but as you can see, already looking at it, it's making a really nice collection. I have the skeletons that we made last year. Aren't they cute? With just some wool. There's no reason why, if you make things, save them and use them the next year. It reminds you of activities you've done and encourages you to try to actually use them in your activities. These are Hobbycraft, if you can see. Didn't get around to using them last year, but they're really open-ended. You could actually use them as they are themselves, or you could get your little ones to decorate them. Really, really sweet. And we've got more pieces of orange card, and I've obviously written some labels on. We've got a little spade, so great if you've got a sensory box, so lots of digging. If you don't have a little Halloween spade, just a little wooden spoon would be fab, wouldn't it? Got more of the foam. Oh, I really like adding battery-powered little fairy lights as well, make activities look really inviting. And then finally, as you can see in the bottom of here, I have these. They come from like baking sets, as I've already told you. I'm not the biggest fan of baking. I'm not great, but we all know that kids enjoy doing it. So these are the little pictures that you can get, that you can add into if you're doing little cupcakes and things for parties. But I also really like these because they're little pictures on sticks. You could there add those into Play-Doh, a lump of orange Play-Doh or a lump of black Play-Doh perhaps. You could use them for making little puppet shows. You could do all sorts of things. So as you can see, a lot of the items that I collect are quite versatile, can be used in lots of different ways, not just one or two. And then I have these little, I think these were a party bag set. Little wind-up characters, again, really lovely for having little racers. If you're thinking of having a Halloween party, could do all sorts of stuff with them, timing them, measuring them, how far they go. You could do loads of different things. So they're really good fun. And then, of course, as you know, if you don't already know, I sell play prompts, which are activity cards. They're tiny little matchbox size activity packs with different cards and ideas, and these ones are for Halloween. And as you can see, they take up no space at all and sit nicely at the bottom of your storage box. So look at all that stuff that we have got there. How many activities have I mentioned? Gosh, it must be at least 20, but they all fit in that box. So you don't need any more than that. So as you've seen, you can fit quite a lot into that box. Now finally, the last stage of this is just to remind you not to forget about books. Books are such an amazing resource and can quite often inspire our play. So I have just got a handful of books that I really like and do actually, believe it or not, fit inside this box. Now there's no reason, they don't have to stay in this box. I do like having themed books out in the bookcase anyway, but when it comes to the time, it's quite nice to gather them together, maybe have a special little basket, or like I mentioned in the last video, have a little cookbook stand and have them stood up to invite your child to look at them, particularly while you're doing a theme. So 3 of the books that I have here are the Jane Foster Halloween, and it's got the most gorgeous illustrations. I have got 10 Little Monsters, a really fun counting book, and good old Meg and Mog, which is a really great one for those CVC words, those 3-letter words, particularly for those children that are starting to read and sound things out themselves. It has loads of words like Mog, Meg, cat, hat, all those sorts of things, so it really helps. So it's also nice to think about, when you are collecting books to add to a collection, about having quite a mixture. So offering not only storybooks, counting books as well, maybe some rhymes or some poems to go along with your theme, and maybe having some non-fiction books as well could really enhance your child's understanding of a theme and dig a lot deeper into facts, and a great way of introducing some new vocab to your young child. So hopefully now you have a good understanding of storage, effective storage, and how it can help make life easier for you and can really have a big impact on the way your child plays. But you might be thinking now, okay, so we've got all our storage, we've got all our resources, how do we actually start playing, but quality play? So I have created for you a free 15-page ebook called How to Create a Playful Home that will help you and has lots of tips and guides inside. So make sure you click the link below and get your copy in your inbox. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to join our Facebook community group, which is made up of fellow parents, carers and educators, all there in a positive space to support and give you ideas for those days when you need it most. So click the link below and you will see the Facebook group, and please come and join us. And finally, if you have enjoyed this video today and have found it useful, please make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel so you can get all the videos posted every Thursday, and also don't forget to share with your fellow parent friends because they might find it useful too. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy playing.